ต่อยัง
Okay.
Okay. Question number 1 from France. I'm Francois from France. Dear Ajahn, thank you for the opportunity to ask the question. Since a couple of weeks, I'm practicing the meditation on 32 parts. May you give some advice about how to practice it in order to get the most benefits possible?
Well, you can use for samatha or for vipassana. Samatha is to make your mind peaceful and calm. You can use it instead of Putto. You can repeat the name of the 32 parts: hair of the head, hair of the body, nail, teeth, skin, flesh, bones, heart, lungs, liver, kidney, so forth. Just keep repeating, memorizing the 32 parts of the body. If you keep memorizing, reciting these 32 parts, your mind can become peaceful and calm and become samadhi. This is one method. The second method is for vipassana, to see the true nature of the body. We normally look at the body, we only see the 5 parts. We only see the hair of the head, hair of the body, nail, teeth, and skin. That's all we see. So we might think that the body is only made up of these 5 parts. And we can become deceived. We can look at the body as beautiful, as attractive, and it can make us have desire for the body and become attached to the body and create dukkha for the mind. Because when you want to have a body, then you have to go acquire a body. And if you cannot acquire, then you become sad. Or after you have acquired, you will have to lose it one day. When you lose the body, like the body of your spouse, your husband or your wife, you will feel sad again. But if you see the body, the 32 parts, then you will not become attracted to the body. Then you will have no sexual desire toward that body. This is one way of getting rid of your sexual desire, to see the complete picture of the body. Then you see that the body is not that attractive. Under the skin there are parts that doesn't look attractive at all, like the lungs, the heart, the intestines, the stomach, the liver, the kidneys, and all the dirty stuff that come out of the body. Once you see the body in its entirety, you can get rid of your sexual desire. This is one level. Another level is to see that the entire body has no person in that body. The entire body is only consists of the 32 parts. The hair is not you, not me. The nail, the teeth, the skin is not you or me. It's just the parts of the body. So the whole body has no you or me in it. The whole body is just a composition of the 32 parts. And it is not lasting. It's not permanent. It's temporary. One day it's gonna have to break up. And when it breaks up, it returns to the 4 elements. Everything returns to all the liquid part belongs to the water element. The heat, the part that makes the body warm, it belongs to the heat element, the fire element. The part that flow belongs to the air element, and the part that is solid belongs to the earth element. So in all, the body is just the composition of the 4 elements. There is no person in that body. No father, no mother, no sister, no brothers. The father, mother, sister is in the mind. But the mind doesn't die with the body. The mind has to go to the next life if the mind still has desire or craving. And it has to go and born according to the karma that it had performed. If it did good karma, it goes to the higher realm where there are more happiness than suffering. If it did more bad karma, then it will have to go to the lower realms where there are more suffering than happiness. The realm of the animals, the realm of the hell creatures. So this is basically the contemplation of the body, the 32 parts.
Okay. So there are similar questions that I'm practicing meditation Asubha Kamathana, visualizing my body. So is this method based on mindfulness that leads to jhana, or insight meditation that leads to sotapanna?
It can be both. It can be both. It can give you samatha, and it can give you insight into the true nature of the body.
So when I repeat only, it means it goes to the jhana because it's mindfulness, right?
But when you use logic, you use rationality to convince your mind that the body is not beautiful, that the body is not yourself, then you are using vipassana. If you contemplate the nature of the body as anicca, anukkha, anatta, as asubha, then it becomes vipassana. But if you just focus on just look at the part without using any rationality, then it just makes the mind peaceful and calm into jhana.
So, question number 2. I've been meditating for almost 13 years. I have some heaviness with some vibrating feeling on the forehead. It's there all the time and sometimes it's difficult to bear. Do you think it would be better if I practice, for instance, white kasina instead of meditation on the breath? I have read that it might be dangerous to do it alone without instructor. What would be your advice?
Well, you can try different method. Maybe this method is not suitable for you. Try another method. Try to use maybe a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, or do some chanting first, reciting some verses to lessen the mind thought, the mental activity. Because if you still have a strong mental activity, when you have to focus on something, it makes it difficult because your mind still wants to think. So instead of letting your mind think, let it recite something like chanting, using a mantra. Then this will slow down the mental activity, the thought, until to the point where you feel comfortable. Then you can then watch your breath.
How about the white kasina? Is it dangerous doing it without instructor?
Kasina and breath is the same thing. It's just a different object, that's all. You can use the breath, you can use the white kasina, it's the same thing.
So it's not dangerous doing it without
No, not dangerous.
Okay. So question number 4 is from Toronto, Canada, from Miss Deborah. I'm afraid of pain. When I'm actually experiencing it, I don't like it. But what is even worse than the actual pain is the fear of pain. For example, when I was trying to meditate outside in the yard, there were lots of squirrels running around and I was afraid one of them will run out to me and bite my neck. So I ran inside and then practiced inside the house. So how can I overcome the fear of pain?
By not thinking about it. Try to use something to hold on to your thoughts so that you cannot think about the pain. Like when you have pain, use a mantra. Repeat Bhutto, recite Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Or keep chanting some verses. And don't let your mind think about the pain. Then the fear of the pain will not arise. It's only arise when you think of the pain. So you should try to prevent your mind from thinking of the pain. By let it think about something else, like thinking about the verses that you chant, or the mantra that you recite. If you stick to your mantra, stick to your chanting, then you cannot think about the pain. When you don't think about the pain, then the fear of the pain will disappear. Yeah. And your mind becomes calm. Once your mind becomes calm, you know that fear is just an illusion. It's not real.
How about the fear about the squirrel coming by or the snakes? Or
The same thing is come from your thoughts. See? You don't actually see them.
Question number 5. I'm a teacher of elementary school and I usually teach music, singing and other instruments. Is it better to teach mathematics and language rather than music in order to help to reduce my craving for entertaining subjects?
By switching your teaching subject doesn't really change much of your cravings. The only way to change your craving is to resist them. And the only way to resist them, you need to have something to stop your mind from thinking about them. See? So if you keep thinking about music, then you will have cravings for music. So you have to stop thinking about. So you have to use a mantra to stop your mind from thinking about things. So you should try to learn to use the mantra and do it all day long, not just when you meditate. Yeah. You can repeat a mantra all day long from the time you get up, except when you have to really think about what you have to do. But other than that, you should have a mantra to restrain your mind from thinking about music. Once you can control these thoughts, then you can stop your craving for music, for entertainment.
Question number 6. I'm not good at cleaning, but my husband collects too many things and I'm not allowed to throw the stuff away. So I spend hours every day picking up after the kids and have no energy at the end of the day to practice meditation. How much time should I spend cleaning the house instead of meditation?
It's up to you how clean you want the house to be. If you want it clean, then you have to spend a lot of time. If you don't, you just do enough so you can have time for your meditation. It depends on what you want to do. If you want to meditate, then you spend more time on meditation and forget about cleaning the house. Maybe do it once a week instead of doing it every day.
Question number 7 from LA, California. Can Ajahn please explain the path movement and the fruit of Sotapatti?
Path is the investigation into the nature of the body. That is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Once you see that it's anicca, dukkha, anatta, then you can stop your craving, your attachment toward the body. Once you have let go of your attachment, then you achieve the result. Your mind become detached, become free from the body. Will no longer be affected by the body, either when it gets sick, get old, or die. It will not make the mind become sad or unhappy, because the mind sees truly that the body is not itself, and that the body is impermanent, that it will get sick, get old, and die. So it let go of the body. Once it let go, then it no longer has any feeling toward that body.
Should it happen during meditation or?
It can do anything. It doesn't matter. When you practice, you are in meditation. Meditate vipassana. You don't sit and close your eyes. You use your mind to study the nature of the body until you see clearly the true nature of the body. And seeing that by clinging to the body will cause you to have sadness, and if you let go of the body, then you will have no sadness or unhappiness.
Okay. Question number 8 from Melbourne, Australia. In a few sutta, the Buddha states that there were people who are not enlightened now, but these people also cannot die before they become a sotapanna in this very life. Can Ajahn please clarify what qualities and understanding these ordinary people should possess?
They understand the nature of the body, that it's gonna get sick, get old, and die, but they still haven't the strength to detach from the body. So if they develop samadhi, once they have developed samadhi, then they will have the strength to let go of the body. So they are halfway there. They see the truth of the body, that this body will get sick, get old, and die. But they don't have the strength to let go of the body yet. So they need to build the strength, and the strength to do this is to have samadhi. Because once the mind becomes calm, the mind will then let go of the body.
Okay. Question number 9 from France. My name is Adelaide. How can one recognize he has effectively entered the path when he has not gotten the fruit yet? Does something happen to him at the moment of entering the path to Sotapanna?
When one sees that the body will get sick, get old, and die, and the suffering that arises from attachment to the body is the cause of this suffering, then he enters into the path. And so what he has to do now is to let go of the body. And in order to let go, the mind has to have the strength. And the strength you can get from sitting in samadhi. Once you have entered into calm, then you can let go of the body.
So is there something happen, or is just a realization like that?
Yes, when you go to a funeral, you see your friend die, and you say, "Oh my God, I will also die like him." Then you start to see the truth, but you still cannot let go of your body yet. You're still afraid of death. But if you go practice meditation, and once your mind is calm, you come look at the truth of the body, and you say, "Okay, no problem." When the body dies, if the mind is peaceful, it doesn't matter.
Question number 10. Did Ajahn once say that in the future, it is in the West we will find arahants? And Ajahn Lee Dhammadaro also said in the future the true Dhamma will be found in the West. But with all this counterfeit Dhamma teach in the West, I'm very surprised to hear about that. Could you comment about it?
I really have no comment on what the Ajahn said, because I wasn't there, so I don't know what kind of situation for them to say that. So, but I can only say that maybe the Ajahn see that there are quite a lot of interest in the West now, as compared to in Thailand. Thailand now are more interested in the ritual part of Buddhism, and not the study or practice part of Buddhism. But the Ajahn saw the foreigners who came to Thailand to practice and to study. So this might be the cause for them to say that eventually there will be arahant in the West, because arahant arise from study and practice the Buddha's teaching, not by rituals. And they see that in Thailand, most Thai people are more attached to the rituals rather than the study and the practice. Okay. Go on.
Okay. Question number 11. Ajahn Suat said that in the future it is not worthwhile to wish to be born as a human being, as the conditions are going to be very hard to a point that where it is very difficult to practice the Dhamma. And it will be better to be reborn in the Deva realms to practice from there. Will you advise the same?
I would advise if you are born a human now, you should practice now. Don't worry about your future lives, because you cannot guarantee where you're going to be born next. You are human now, you have the Buddha's teaching now. Now is the best time to practice.
What condition can we set up to have a chance for the perfect one to contact us in Deva realms to instruct us further, as did the Buddha with his mother?
Well, you have to be a Buddha's mother, then or an arahant's mother. Then the arahant will go look for the mother, because he feels that he still has to pay back the debt he owes to the mother. See. Other than that, you have to be Deva who's interested in the study and the practice of Buddhism. So whenever there's a Buddha or an Arahant who can contact the Deva and teach them, then you will be one of the Devas to go and listen to the Dhamma of the Buddha or an Arahant. But if you're not interested in study or practice Buddhism, you're more interested in going on holiday, going away vacationing, then when you heard of the news that there's a Buddha to teach the Dhamma, you would not be interested to go. You would rather enjoy your holiday and your vacationing.
Does the perfect one have to be still on earth to teach those devas, or can he do it from other realms?
I think, for me, I think he has to be in the human realm, because that's when his mental activity still exists. See? But once he dies, there's no body, then his mental activity will stop. He has no contact, nobody to contact, so no cause for him to teach anymore. And he has no desire to go search for anybody to teach. You know. It's only his mother that he has the desire for to teach. But after he dies, after there's no body, then the sankhara stop thinking, because there's nothing to make it to think. So it has no mental activity to contact other beings. So most likely once the Buddha dies, he doesn't, except maybe occasionally with some practitioner whose mental capacity is capable of contacting the Buddha, like Ajahn. He could contact the past Buddhas and the Arahants. Then they can still communicate.
So the person must be special, like Ajahn.
Yeah. You have to special capacity to be able to contact the Buddhas or the Arahants.
Question number 12. When someone is diagnosed with psychosis, as in schizophrenia, disease, and seriously bothered by obsession and being possessed, and he's going under treatment, can he still meditate? Can he meditate on samatha, concentrating his mind, or can he do vipassana without any danger?
To meditate, you need to have mindfulness. And when people have mental illness, it means that they don't have mindfulness. See, so it's like a drunken person. A drunken person has no mindfulness. So it's very hard for him to be able to control his thoughts. See. So it's the same way with people with mental illness. The reason why people become mentally ill, because they lack the ability to control your emotion, their thoughts. See. They let the emotion, their thought multiply until to the point where they can no longer handle them. See. But if they somehow can regain mindfulness, then they can cure their mental illness. They don't need to go see doctors, to go to therapy or take any medicine, because it's pure mental illness. It has nothing to do with the body.
So does he have to stop meditation, or he has to?
If he can develop mindfulness, he should try to do that. The stronger the mindfulness, then the stronger the ability to meditate and to cure his mental illness at the same time. So he should use a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Use or focus on his body. Keep his mind stick to the body activity only. Don't let the mind think about other things. If he can do that, then he can cure his mental illness, and he can also enter into jhana, and after that he can also develop vipassana. It all starts with mindfulness.
So can a well-trained mind person, say someone with samadhi, go senile or get Alzheimer due to aging?
Repeat the question again.
Okay. Can a well-trained mind person, someone like having a samadhi, go senile or get Alzheimer
Go
due
somewhat?
to aging?
I don't
the mental illness of the old people?
I don't understand the question.
Okay.
Repeat again, slowly.
Can a well-trained mind person, say someone with samadhi, go senile?
Go what? Go what?
Senile, like
What's sanal? What do you mean sanal?
become mad, like a crazy person.
Go insane, you mean?
Yeah, insane, like due to aging. Because when you're aging, probably you lost memory and.
That's not insane. That's not insanity.
Or like having a memory loss or other intellectual abilities.
So what to do with that? What's the question?
The question is, when a person has samadhi, can he like lost his memory? Or because when we get old, people tends to like having memory loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if we have samadhi or we develop mindfulness, can a person go mad due to aging?
Go mad?
Yeah, like go insane, like go having a memory loss. Because when we get old, I think the normal people get forgetful and.
Well, if you have mindfulness, you don't forget. You can remember.
Even though you're old, like even you're 100 years old.
Yeah. Long Ta, 98, he remembers everything. There are things that he forget, like what he said just now, he could forget that. But there are things that he don't forget.
Okay. Question number 13 from Indonesia, from Chandra. Regarding entering the jhana level, if I'm not wrong, there are 5 jhana levels. How do we know we are in first jhana level, second, third, fourth, and fifth? Can Ajahn please describe when people entering each jhana level?
You don't need to know which level you're in. You just have to be mindful of your meditation object, and then when the mind becomes fully absorbed, then it enters into the fourth jhana. That's all you have to know. The other 3 is not important. The first, second, or third jhana is not important. Just keep focusing on your meditation object until your mind becomes totally rested, peaceful, and calm. Then you enter into the fourth jhana when you have equanimity. So don't worry about the first, second, or third jhana. It's not important to know.
Okay. Question number 14 from Indonesia, LV. Is it good for a lay person, a man or woman, who want to leave his or her family to get ordination to be a monk or nun, but he already got married and has wife or husband and children already?
You just have to make arrangement with the family, get their permission, get their agreement, not permission, their agreement, and that make arrangement that so they can live happily without him. Then he can go and leave the family. But if they still have to depend on him, then he would find it difficult for him to leave the family. And if he should leave, he would worry about them, and they would keep coming back and ask him to disrobe. Like we have example here, we have Thai people who have family who come to ordain here, and the family keep visiting every weekend. And after staying for 2 or 3 years, he finally have to go back to the family. So you have to make arrangement so that they will not be hurt by his ordination. And when you ordain, you should go far away from the family, so they don't know where to contact you. If they can still contact you, they can still go and bother you. Because when they need help, they will go to you.
Okay. Question number 15 from Portugal. In the practice of sati to develop samadhi, if one do a mental kind of job, like doing an engineering project or studying, and not thinking of anything else, is it equal to focusing in Bhutto while doing a manual job like cleaning?
If manual job without using the thought, yes. If you have to use the thought, then it's still you still use thinking. See? So you still have mental activity. But if you use manual job like cleaning, like sweeping, and then you don't use much mental activity. You don't use much thinking. So when you sit, you can have samadhi very quickly that way. But if you have to use your thinking like an engineer, you have to solve problems, you have to think, then when you sit, your mind still might be thinking about the problem. So it will be more difficult to sit and meditate after you work. If your work involved with a lot of mental activity. But if your work doesn't involve with much activity, like if you are a janitor, all you have to do is just to clean up the place, then you don't use much thoughts. So when you meditate, you can become peaceful and calm easier.
Question number 16. If we share merits with our meditation with our parents who have passed away, can this help them?
No, the merit arise from meditation is only for that the individual who practice. This cannot be shared. You cannot share your samadhi with other people. Yeah. If the Buddha can share his nibbana with all of us, then we don't have to practice. We just sit here and wait. Oh, send us your nibbana.
Okay. Question number 17. If one wishes to be reborn in a place where there are true Dhamma and living areas without specifying the exact place, will he be succeeded in that in case he has enough karma for it?
It's not possible to direct your mind to go to a certain place, because there are many factors involved. So you can point in the general direction, like go up or go down. If you do good karma, you go up, but to where, who knows? You can point the general direction, but not to a particular destination. Except if you practice vipassana, then you can point toward nibbana. But you can do this in your lifetime, not in your future life.
Question number 18 from Indonesia. I have been listening to Long Po for 2 weeks via your web, and there are so much Dhamma. I wish I can understand Thai. Unfortunately, I cannot. It would be great if all your video will be translated to English.
I have my videos in English. Just go to the English page.
Yeah, I think he wants like all the videos in English.
Then it's better to come and learn Thai.
Okay. So number 19. While I'm reading Long Po's autobiography, I'm interested in Mahasatipatthana Sutta. Any audio or video chanting of Mahasatipatthana Sutta that chanted by Thai monks in YouTube, so I can learn how is Satipatthana Sutta chanting intonation.
You can search in YouTube. Just write down Satipatthana Sutta, or the 4 foundation of mindfulness. If there's anything in there, it will come up. But it's better to chant in the language you understand, because then you can get knowledge at the same time. When I recite the Satipatthana, I recite in the English translation, so I could understand what the Buddha was trying to instruct us to do it. So you get both samatha and vipassana that way. When you chant or when you recite, you get samatha, and when you understand his teaching, you get vipassana.
So not necessary to chant that Pali way.
No, it's better to chant in the language you understand better. Because it's a teaching. See, the Buddha said when he gave this discourse, he gave to the monks who could understand his language. Yeah. So they can then take and apply in their practice. Yeah. And if they could apply correctly, then they could become enlightened in 7 days, or 7 months, or 7 years.
Question number 20. This day, I tend to become disinterested in what's happening around me. Reflecting on the Buddha, I see no substance in them, and choose to act and react with neutrality. However, I'm not sure if it is due to aversion of the anxiety going through life and observing what others are going through. As aversion is development, I seek Ajahn advice for this.
If you don't have any bad feeling or good feeling toward anything, then you are neutral. Then it's okay. Yeah. But if you have either good or bad feeling toward things, then it means you still have defilements. Yeah. You should be detached and have no feeling towards what you are detached from, either good or bad feelings.
Question number 21. I want to be a forest monk. Please show me the way in.
Go to a forest monastery and apply for ordination. After 1 year, they will then decide whether you are qualified for ordination or not.
Okay. Question number 22nd. I think I have 3 questions for Ajahn. Would you say that Mani Sankhara falls completely under the control of will? So that's the difference between Yoniso Mani Sankhara and Ayoniso Mani Sankhara.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the Pali, so I have to skip this question.
Okay. Okay.
Ask in English, don't ask me in Pali.
Okay. So question number 2. Here's question number 2. Anguttara Nikaya 10.197, we are told of the Dhamma not to be recollected as the 10 akusala kamapata. Does this sutta mean that one should not recollect a teaching professing killing, stealing, etc.? Or does that mean that one should not recollect having killed, stolen, etc. in the past? I don't understand.
Yeah, I have to skip that question also.
Yeah. Okay. Number 3. Oh, this is also difficult. Okay, Bhante, would you say that recollection and reflection upon such atrocities as experimentation of biological or chemical weapons on incarcerated human beings in instances where one has no personal attachment in that matter, for the purpose of sharpening the sense of urgency samvega, diminishing the general craving existence, and clearly seeing the drawbacks of association with materiality. Okay, sorry. Is an advisable practice?
Okay, we'll skip that also.
Yeah, I think
Is that all the question?
Yeah, I think the last 3 is quite long and I don't understand what
You don't? Okay. So there are no other questions? Any more questions besides this?
All done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ask Longpo, like next week is Asatha Puja, maybe Longpo can give advice on Asatha and then how it inspire us to practice more and what's the significance of it for the Asatha Puja next week.
Asara Puja is the day the Buddha gave his first sermon. So it's the day when the Dhamma became known to the world. It's like the rising of the sun. Before that, the earth has no sunlight. The earth lives in the dark, so we could not see anything clearly. But once there is the sun, then we can see everything. It's the same way with the Dhamma teaching. Once the Buddha gave his teaching, he gave the light to the world. And the light he gave is the Four Noble Truths. Before, we don't know that our suffering are caused by our desire. And the way to get rid of our suffering, we don't know how to do it. But now he told us the way to get rid of our suffering by practicing dana, sila, and bhavana. Once we have developed dana, sila, bhavana, we will have the strength to get rid of our cravings. And once there are no cravings, then there will be no suffering in the mind. So that's basically the reason for the Asara Puja day, to commemorate the first sermon, the day the Lord Buddha gave his first sermon to the world. And once after he had spoken this sermon, one of the 5 ascetics who listened to the sermon became enlightened. And on the first stage of enlightenment, became a Sotapanna. He could understand that his suffering was due to his attachment to living things. He doesn't want things to die. He becomes sad when things die. But if he wants to be free from sadness, then he has to accept that the thing will die, everything will die. And nobody can stop it from dying, from dying. So once he accepts the truth of dying, of dissolution, of impermanence, then he get rid of his desire for permanent. And when there's no desire for permanent, there's no suffering.
Then the day after that is a Kapansa when we try to...
Kapansa is the day in which the Lord Buddha tell the monk to stay in one place for 3 months, because it's during planting season. Because monks used to travel, in the old days they travel by walking, and they tend to cross the field, and they tend to hurt the crops that the farmers plant on the field. So the farmer came and complained to the Buddha, how come your monk don't stay in one place during the rainy season? How come they keep traveling back and forth, and they keep walking across the field and hurting the crop that they plant? So the Buddha said, okay, from now on, during the rainy season, planting season, monks should stay in one place for 3 months. That's about the reason why we have to stay in one place for 3 months, not to hurt the farmers, and also have the opportunity to stay with a teacher and study and practice.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You can now cut the